All right, Shalom. All praise to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And this lesson is going to be entitled NERO, Fire, and the 12 Tribes. All right, NERO, Fire, and the 12 Tribes. Now, this is going to be centered around this article that's circulating throughout the Brotherhood. There's a story that's in U.S. News. Very interesting, spooky, weird. All right, and you can see that something's up. So let's read this article. Before we do that, let's get a quick scripture. This is Ephesians chapter 5. I'm gonna jump in at verse 15. It says, "See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil." And you are in an evil day. Okay, this is an evil time, and it looks like ESAU, Edom, the so-called white man, is busy little bees trying to figure out how he can frame the Hebrew Israelites. Pay attention. This is an article. It says, "Religious sect burning shed, focus of deadly Colorado fire investigation." And you all know about the wildfires going on in Colorado. Listen to this. 2 people are missing and presumed dead in a fire that sent 10,000 people from their homes and appears to have started on land owned by the 12 Tribes group. I know what you're thinking, but this ain't got nothing to do with Jake. But just listen on. Here's a picture of the fire, right? Now, we could play this, but we're going to just listen. We're going to just continue on and read this. All right. It says, and you know what? Yeah, we'll just go ahead and read it. It says, authorities investigating a devastating fire in Colorado are focused on a burning shed on land owned by the fundamentalist religious sect known as the 12 Tribes. Boulder County Sheriff Joe Pele revealed at a Monday press conference that investigators have narrowed down the fire's origin to land owned by the sect, but he cautioned that investigators are going to be careful before making any conclusions. "We will sort it out. It's an active, open deal, and the outcome of that investigation is vital. There is so much at stake," he told reporters. 2 people are missing and presumed dead from the fire that started December 30th and burned between Colorado State Highway 93 and Marshall Road near Boulder. And you may say, what's this got to do with me? Well, let's just listen on. You already heard that the religious sect is called the 12 Tribes. The religious group now under scrutiny, which idolizes sons, requires community input before people can copulate, meaning have children, right? And describes itself as an emerging spiritual nation. It dates back to the 1970s when it began in coffee shops in Tennessee. There are also offshoots in Europe, Australia, and South America. Each tribe is self-governing but adheres to similar tenets that line up with conservative ideology. Men wear long hair and beards, and women's attire is closely guarded. Of the 2 tribes in Colorado, one runs the popular Yellow Deli in Boulder, named after the original coffee shop where the sect began, and the others where the burning shed is located. Quote, "We are a confederation of 12 self-governing tribes made up of self-governing communities," the group's website states. By community, we mean families and single people who live together in homes and on farms. "We are disciples of the Son of God, whom we call by his Hebrew name, Yahshua." You seeing any similarities in this? Which that's not his name. His name is Yahweh Shai. This sect has historical roots in racism and homophobia and has been investigated for its treatment of children, according to local news reports. Members are not allowed to be employed independently, but work on communal farms that provide food for the families who live together. Sounds like a cult, right? Going on. In 2018, the Southern Poverty Law Centers, just hold tight here. In 2018, In 2018, the Southern Poverty Law Center's intelligence report warned the sect was potentially dangerous. Beneath the surface of lies Beneath the surface lies a tangle of doctrine that teaches its followers that slavery was a marvelous opportunity for black people, who are deemed by the Bible to be servants of whites, and that homosexuals deserve no less than death, the group wrote in a report. So what it sounds like is that Esau got his own setup group that is like, they think that they're a mirror image of the Hebrew Israelites, but only that they're white. You see? A twin, a wicked twin, if you will, like Bizarro. Bizarro is the evil twin of Superman, right? And the evil backwards twin of Superman. While homosexuals are shunned by the 12 tribes, though ex-members say the group brags about unnamed members who are formerly gay, the group actively proselytizes to African Americans, yet one of its black leaders glorifies the early Ku Klux Klan. So they got Jake involved in this, but you can hear from the way that it sounds. And if you missed it, wind it back and listen to it, because I'm not gonna reread it. But it says, yet one of its black leaders glorifies the early Ku Klux Klan. So you can see it. They just want Israelites to look like weirdos, and they got a group that's got blacks and white, because these people are more than likely Edomites, other than one of the black leaders, they say. So they got, and who knows? They ain't show no pictures of the people. It's just a weirdo group. Who knows if they really are real and they exist, or it could just be some agent provocateurs, man. Just watch out. The report also said the sect tried to keep its extremist teachings on race from novice members and outsiders, though interviews with former members who escaped say the teachings were disturbing, especially for black members who must reconcile the appalling teachings on race with their own heritage and skin color. Police have not ruled out arson sparked the deadly blaze. Let me read that again. Police have not ruled out that arson sparked the deadly blaze, but they did carry out a search warrant reportedly tied to the 12 tribe land, right? It is unclear whether the burning shed was thought to be where the fire began, some witnesses have reported, or was consumed. We got pop-ups and shit. It is unclear whether the burning shed was thought to be where the fire began, as some witnesses have reported, or was consumed by fire as the blaze ripped through the tribal land. Investigators have ruled out downed electrical wires as the cause of the fire. Heavy snowfall that now covers much of the burned area has hindered the investigation. Right, of course. It's only convenient, right? Paley addressed images on social media of the burning shed. The fire originated somewhere in that neighborhood. He said during the Monday press conference there was a viral video that was posted of a shed on fire. We don't know that the shed started the fire or whether it was secondary. So we've seen the main part, that they call themselves the 12 tribes, right? And some of their, ideological beliefs, right? They seem to be like extremists, known as the 12 tribes, with controversial beliefs. Let's see if this is anything right here. Let's see what we see.
And the wind is so strong. That's somebody's barn.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah. What to do? Oh, shoot.
So what you need to take into consideration, you may say, what does this have to do with me? What you need to take into consideration, we've been looking for these devils for a long time to do false flags, to do certain events, certain things, and to try to frame Jake with it. But here's a twist. What if the devil decided to hire his own people and they would, basically copy you, right? Copy you in the way, in which some of the things are similar enough for people that just have an outcry. Nobody should be able to be called as 12 tribes. Those people are nothing but trouble. See, it's all a big game. And when you think about it, it's very similar to what Esau has done in the past. When you go into the, and that's why I read the scripture. Let's read it again. Ephesians 5, verse 15. See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Okay? And you're in the evil time. Now, this is very similar. This is not an original idea. Now, what Nero did, he directly persecuted, they say, Christians, which were Israelites, okay? He directly did it. But this is the same type of frame up. You know, if they have enough negative things going out and keep, and they don't have to be really, they don't really even have to be people that are really even Israelites. You have no idea to know whether or not these are literal people who believe they of the 12 tribes, or we're just a bunch of actors. You know, you just have no way of knowing what Esau. But this goes back to history. If you're not familiar with it, we'll read a little bit here. You can do your own research, but we'll read the point. It says Nero persecutes the Christians 64 AD. A generation after the death of the anointed, Christianity had reached Rome in the form of an obscure offshoot of Judaism, which is a damn lie. It's a damn lie. They love to try to make it seem as though Christianity, like the Bible, deal with Christianity, and it doesn't. It was just the people of the Lord, the Israelites, being persecuted by Jacob being persecuted by Esau. That's all it was. Christianity wasn't even involved. That Christian was a mocking term that was placed upon the Israelites by the Romans. Anyway, it says Christianity had reached Rome in the form of an obscure offshoot of Judaism, popular among the city's poor and destitute. Members of this religious sect spoke of the coming of a new kingdom and a new king, just like we do now. These views provoked suspicion among the Jewish authorities, which there was no such thing as no Jewish, that's made up, who erected the group, and fear among the Roman authorities who perceived these sentiments as a threat to the empire, just like Esau does today. They hear us talking about the kingdom of heaven, and that, and that the Lord is coming back to destroy Babylon the Great and the fourth beast, and they all worried about it. I just did 2 lessons. They preparing. They think machines can replace the Most High, and they're steadily preparing, or say that they got 24 religious experts who are conditioning humans to deal with aliens, which is all crazy. This is just more things showing you that the end is near, brothers and sisters. The end is near. In the summer of 64, Rome suffered a terrible fire that burned for 6 days and 7 nights, consuming almost 3/4 of the city. Now today, Colorado, Salakia, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, Barakatah, okay, and Barak Yah. Anyway, Barakatah Yahweh Shai is what I mean to say. Bless the Lord of hosts and his son. Anyway, let's read that again. In the summer of 64, Rome suffered a terrible fire that burned for 6 days and 7 nights, consuming almost 3/4 of the city. And today, Colorado has been ravaged by wildfires, right? Now they're saying that that shed that was on the land of the 12 tribes, this group called the 12 tribes, out of nowhere, you never heard of them, right? But then all of a sudden, we never heard of them, but they got all this information on this group. They got offshoots in Europe. They believe this, they believe that. Oh man, give me a break. Come on, Esau, really? Anyway, the people accused the Emperor Nero for the devastation, claiming he set the fire for his own amusement. In order to deflect those accusations and placate the people, Nero laid blame for the fire on the Christians, which were Israelites. The emperor ordered the arrest of a few members of the sect who, under torture, accused others until the entire Christian populace was implicated and became fair game for retribution. And this is the aim and the goal. Number one, to paint us out as criminals. Anybody claim, hey, and they'll say, we didn't even say nothing about you Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. It was our own people. But let's just make it where nobody can be an Israelite, right? Nobody can say 12 tribes. That's a damnable doctrine. It causes people to do riot. That damn Bible. See, it's all coming together. And what they just had in the news, it was 3 Israelites just last week that were found dead. And what did they say about them? They said that the father was the 2 daughters were part of the Hebrew Israelite faith, and the father was part of the black Hebrew Israelite faith. See, this all, you got to watch the words, look at the language, look at the way, how they're using these things. The emperor ordered the arrest of a few members of the sect who, under torture, accused others until the entire Christian populace was implicated and became fair game for retribution. And the aim and the goal is to make us all look bad, demonize us, right? As many of the religious sect that could be found were rounded up and put to death in the most horrific manner for the amusement of the citizens of Rome. And this is the persecution that we keep telling these Israelites that are playing around about. We keep telling you, you got to call on the right name. You got to go by the correct doctrine, right? And you Israelites are too busy doing other stuff. And you mad at the rebukes going out. The Lord's going to turn this devil, he's going to turn him way up. He's going to turn this devil's rage meter up to over 10 on the Richter scale, and he's going to come out for all out blood. And if you ain't calling on the right name, you ain't doing the right thing, you going to get caught up in it. There's no way to avoid the persecution. It's coming. The only thing you can do is follow the Most High to the best of your ability through the correct name, the 100% doctrine, that ye may be able to be saved, that you may be able to be hid. Because Jacob's trouble is coming, the persecution is going to come. And then after all that's said and done, after the devil does his deed one more time for the Most High to grind up meat, to shed blood, then the missile's going to come and finish these devils off and all that remain behind, that make deals with these devils, that think you're going to get out of it. The Most High going to cause this place to get burnt. And you're going to start over in the kingdom of heaven in a new kingdom wherein dwelleth righteousness. As many of the religious sect that could be found were rounded up and put to death in the most horrific manner for the amusement of the cities of Rome. The ghastly way in which the victims were put to death aroused sympathy among many Romans, although most felt their execution justified. And that's going to be the same thing like now. You're going to have a few devils that feel sorry for the way Jake getting put to death, for all the stuff that's happening to him. You know, but they're gonna have us on the news. They're gonna be playing the videos. We saying Esau, the so-called white man, and slavery, different stuff. They're gonna use, and this is when they're gonna use the videos of the black Hebrew Israelites, which recently I'm gonna show an image. Just hold tight. Now, as promised, what you see on the screen right now is an image that I screenshot last week. Right? It just came up in my recommended box, and what do you see? You see ISUPK members, and in their title, they literally title their videos Black Hebrew Israelites. This is very suspect, very suspicious behavior for people that's trying to get away from that label. You go in ahead and walk into it. You acquiesce to what these devils are trying to accomplish. And you also you got Sakari them that also do this. They'll put Black Hebrew Israelites in their titles. And Bishop Nate has begun and had been calling us Black Hebrew Israelites. You see, this is very suspect. But when you got paid off Israelites, this is what they'll do. See, Esau is doing shit gradually. He got you looking like, you know, he put it out there first as a negative thing. We never called ourselves that. Until Esau started calling us that, we never called ourselves Black Hebrew Israelites. Never at any point. And to further show you that it's all just a big ruse, something that they do. This is a screenshot from the video that I did last week, right? About the 3 Israelites, and you heard me mention it. The 3 Israelites that were found dead. Why did the article specifically word the man as one thing, but the daughters as another, when they claim that they all 3 died and they was all 3 in the same so-called religion? Now it says, as the girls began to spend more time together under their father's roof, the religious dedication intensified. Meaning what? That they were all the same thing, right? That's what the whole article was talking about. It says the 2, meaning the 2 daughters, followed the Hebrew Israelite faith, and their father followed the Black Hebrew Israelite faith. Wait a minute, what? What are you talking about? A controversial religious movement that believes black people are the true chosen people. Extremist followers of the movement have been tied to some violent and anti-Semitic incidents. You see that? So when you have this already in the air, then you have these idiots steadily doing this in the background, and other Israelites have been called and labeled themselves black Hebrew Israelite, black. What do you think is being happening here? That's why we told you, watch out for them other groups. They set up. A lot of them are set up. They ain't right in the spirit, and we've been told you that. But it all goes back. When you go back to this with NERO, right? It goes back to that. NERO, you know, he was an Edomite who hated Israelites. And what was he doing? It was a setup. Now you got this group popping up out of nowhere, calling themselves the 12 tribes with their own land. You know, they basically are functioning independently out there in the world, but suddenly, for some reason, they set a shed on fire, and this started the Colorado wildfires. This shit is very similar. It's weird. It's spooky, right? It stinks to high hell. So just be warned. Let's read it again. Ephesians 5:15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, meaning looking around you, paying attention to what's going on around you, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time because the days are evil. Watch out. Watch out. That's why we tell you all them friends shirts and being out there in the world doing shit, and every time something happens, you show up on the scene like you're reporters, and then if an Israelite get killed, a black person so-called get killed or anything happen, a riot's going on, your stupid asses show up on the scene and then try to teach in that area. It's not smart. Matthew 10:16 says, behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Just like it's not particularly smart to go to the Washington State Capitol and be standing out there in the front at a Native American rally teaching and getting involved in some shit where it makes worldwide news, basically. It's not smart, but that shit is suspect. When you see Hebrew Israelites with that nervous energy and they just got to keep showing up when some shit happen, watch out, because our whole focus is to be teaching the truth, to help find the elect, right? The Most High he can send whoever he wants, right? What we teaching. You don't have to go and be involved in some shit. But all this looks very suspicious. Again, behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. What's the nature of wolves when they see prey? What's the nature of predators when they see prey? What's the nature of wolves if they see a sheep? They're going to rip it apart. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. You got to be careful. You are in a dangerous time or evil time. And you have to pay attention and keep your wits about you, because this devil's looking for shit. That's why we get on brothers and tell certain brothers when shit happen, like with Rap News family, whatever they going through, don't go on them people comment boards saying nothing to them. Ain't no point. The Most High, they drop that nigga. Don't be going on their comment boards. Now, you make videos and we bring out scriptures supporting, the righteous judgment of the Lord, but we ain't going on the people comment board saying nothing to their family, doing all that. 2 Corinthians 2:10, to whom you forgive anything, I forgive also. For if I forgave anything, to whom I forgave it, for your sakes forgave I it in the person of the anointed. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Watch out. This devil got a lot of tricks and turns. And he wants to persecute the Hebrew Israelites, even if he got to set up his own fake ass group and then make it similar, just so it shares. People gonna say from a far point of view, without knowing the real deal and the differences between groups, when they hear the 12 tribes phrase, when they hear anything dealing with the Israelites, any of that, they go, oh, all of them crazy. Just let's get rid of all of them. So watch out. Watch out. And and eventually the persecution will come. We just telling you, heads up, because this devil is moving. This truth is killing them. Right? This is 2 Corinthians 11. I start at verse 12. It says, but what I do, that I will do, that I may cut off occasion from them which desire occasion, that wherein they glory, they may be found even as we. For such are false apostles, deceitful workers, transforming themselves into the apostles of the anointed. And when you see, just like with these other groups, right? These niggas that do shit like this right here it sticks out like a sore thumb, man. You can't just discount this like it's nothing. You just can't. We in too much has happened. Why would you label yourself intentionally as black Hebrew Israelites? And notice, whenever Esau try to demonize us, what does he do? What does he do when he try to demonize us? He always show groups like this that look like black supremacists out there with the outfits, all black on. And black is a negative vibration. When you see individuals that wear all black, that's a witchcraft connotation, man. Watch out. Watch out, brothers. This shit jumping off the page. And you're going to have people that get mad and buck up. So what? It don't matter. It don't matter. You're in the time of judgment. People going to be dropping dead, man. For such are false apostles, deceitful workers, transforming themselves into the apostles of the anointed. The devil is not above hiring guys and have them masquerade and pretend as that these Israelites. You don't know where these people come from. Just like you got these Israelites popping up out of the woodwork with a doctrine, and they got followers already, and we just found out about you. I've been in the truth 12 years. A lot of these people that's teaching, they didn't come through honest ranks. They didn't just come up through the ranks and learned, and then you saw them when they was young, and they grew and got the knowledge. These niggas pop up on the scene fully grown. You never even seen them or heard of them. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. For such are false apostles, deceitful workers, transforming themselves into the apostles of the anointed. And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. Therefore, it is no great thing if his ministers also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness, whose end shall be according to their works. So you know what? Hey, Esau got to play that card. He got to play that card, and these people have to earn their keep. These niggas get the 501c3. Don't think for a minute that they're above this type of shit. Why would you put up a 3 minute and 5-second video and then have the label Black Hebrew Israelite, the devil's resume? Hashtag ISUPK, hashtag Times Square, hashtag Yonkers, hashtag sellouts, hashtag wolves in sheep's clothing, man. Just watch out. Watch out. Oh, this shit is too funny, man. Esau is a trip. I'm gonna close this out. I want to get another scripture here. I don't want to prolong the lesson. All right, just understand what you're looking at. You ain't just looking at one thing. Just like when you deal with the Most High, you know, when you're dealing with the truth, you can't have tunnel vision and just think you're seeing one thing. The Lord is a master chess player, and He's gonna allow these devils to do their cleverly devised schemes. That's why it's so important that you follow the right group. And don't be all over the place trying to drink from all them different waters, because you're gonna get confused and you're gonna get sucked in. That zealot spirit gonna get a lot of jakes too. 1 Peter 5:8, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil as a roaring lion walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. And that's the whole point. He's trying to get you set up to get messed up. That's how these devils roll. So this has been, and I may have to wind up changing the title, but I think I'll keep it the same. I wanted to do something involving the Israelites, but you know what? It'll suffice. Nero, the fire, and 12 tribes. That's good enough, because this group was called the 12 tribes group, which we never heard of. Anyway, too much funny shit going on. Be circumspect, brothers and sisters. All praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Shalom.